Welcome back, guys. Me, Freddy, and today we are doing Game Week 2 Premier League predictions. Let's get on to predicting. First up, Brighton versus Manchester United. I think both teams had a good first game. United won with a lucky goal, late goal. Always United fluke the win. But Brighton, they demolished Everton 3-0. At Goodison Park, in Everton's last season at Goodison. Not a good start for them. I have a feeling they might go down. And I think this game is going to be close. I think it's going to be end-to-end like a basketball match. And it's going to be 2-2. Next up, Crystal Palace versus West Ham United. Now, both teams, Palace lost their first game 2-1 and so did West Ham. So they didn't have the best of starts. But I do think this game will be close. Like Brighton versus Manchester United, this will be close. But it's not going to be a draw with West Ham winning 1-0 with a late goal. Next up, Fulham versus Leicester. Now, Fulham, they lost to Manchester United in their first game. Well, Leicester, they drew to Tottenham, which I was so happy with because I hate Tottenham. So Jamie Vardy is still doing it at the age of 37. It's crazy. And he has more Premier Leagues than them with... And I think he's going to have a win over Fulham today with 1-0 Leicester. Manchester City versus Ipswich. Now, Manchester City, they beat Chelsea 2-0. We didn't deserve to win that game. And we didn't. We got demolished. We just weren't good enough. Ipswich, they wished the game would have been 45 minutes long because in that first half, Liverpool was struggling against Ipswich. But in the second half, Arne Slot just came out, made some substitutions, and they were absolutely insane. But Ipswich, I think it's the worst possible start for them. Liverpool in the first game, City in the second, and I think this game is going to be 5-0 City with Erling Haaland getting a hat-trick. Southampton versus Nottingham Forest. Southampton did okay against Newcastle. They almost deserved to draw. Nottingham Forest, they did draw. And we just got to talk about Ben Brereton Diaz. That was hilarious when he missed that chance and the Newcastle fans were violating him. Where Nottingham Forest, Chris Wood, he scored more than 10 goals last season. How many is he going to score this year? I don't know. But I think this game has a draw written all over it. So I'm saying 2-2. Next up, Spurs versus Everton. Now, Spurs, they drew to newly promoted Leicester, which I think we all thought Tottenham were going to win that game quite easily. Whereas Everton, they got battered by Brighton. If I was an Everton fan, I'd just be ashamed of my team. I don't know what I'd be doing if I supported Everton. I wouldn't know what I'll do if I supported Tottenham because they have no trophies. And I don't think they are going to win this game, with it being 1-0 Everton with a surprise win. Next up, what could be one of the games of the weekend, Aston Villa versus Arsenal. Now, both teams did well in their first game. Villa beating West Ham, Arsenal beating Wolves. And I'm going to wait until the Wolves game to talk about Mosquera. But Villa, they won 2-1 with Amadou Onana scoring his first goal after 3 minutes. Arsenal won 2-0 with quite a good performance over Wolves. But I think this game will be one of the games of the season. Only in the second game week, it's going to be 4-3 Arsenal. Next up, Bournemouth versus Newcastle. Now, Bournemouth, they drew to Nottingham Forest and Newcastle beat Southampton with Fabian Schär headbutting Brereton Diaz. Well, it was weak. He didn't need to go down like that, but you can't do that. You can't. And I think this game will be actually quite close. With Bournemouth having a good season last year, with Newcastle not having the greatest, kind of ruined by them having Champions League, having to play almost every week, midweek. So I think they are going to win this game 1-0 Newcastle. Next up, Wolves versus Chelsea. Come on to Chelsea! Now, Wolves lost 2-0 to Arsenal and we lost 2-0 to City. Well, we both didn't do well. But now I can talk about Mosquera, the new Wolves player. What was he doing? He grabbed his bum cheeks and he also choked him. Whereas Chelsea, well, we didn't play well at all. I couldn't believe what I was watching. I had to go in the other room. I couldn't watch it. Well, I think I will be able to watch this game with it being 1-0 Chelsea. Last but not least, Liverpool versus Brentford. Now, Arne Slot's first game at Anfield in the Premier League, and Brentford, also a very good side. Against Palace, they were very good. I think that as a free kick should have stood. I don't know what the rest were thinking. He blew really early as well. But Arne Slot's first game at Anfield, the crowd are gonna cheer him on to a 3-1 victory. Hope you enjoyed this video and don't forget to like and subscribe to the bell for more weekly awesome videos. Peace, bye, see you in the next one.